Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Court, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
Yeah, I am Drew Current.
And I'm Natalie Moretti.
Natalie Moretti, yeah.
Whoa.
I wrote that a month ago.
Yeah.
Anticipating this.
There you go.
I like it.
Back again, Natalie Moretti, friend of the show.
I'm such a friend and
Natalie,
such a fan.
you dirty, dirty monster.
Oh my gosh.
I know. We had an interesting scheduling thing to get you here. Like we were gonna watch the movies together, but then you were going out of town, and then we swapped the movies around because you were like, I have to come later in the recording schedule.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
And thank you so much for doing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I do feel that it was destiny for me to land on the films
Yes.
I ended up watching.
It's so true.
It turns out a lot of the times it seems like it's destiny.
It's a good
every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The movies always kind of fit in some way with the person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just it fits.
Okay.
It fits out.
And this one's fitting because you're Marion Bright, and the movie's called Marion Bright.
Marion Bright.
Mary
Mary
and
Bright.
Oh,
I kept thinking
Mary
it was called
and Bright.
Mary
Yes.
Bright, but it's Mary
Bright.
and.
Not Mary like Mary Tyler Moore.
Okay.
Mary like
M-E-R-R.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Yep.
like the song Mary and
Yeah.
Bright.
Exactly.
Okay.
Doesn't
Cool.
actually come up in the movie, surprisingly.
No.
So
There's not much
No.
music.
Nope.
This is a Lifetime?
This is the Hallmark proper.
Oh, this is Hallmark.
Hallmark channel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It stars Jodie Sweetin.
You know who she is.
Yes, we know who she is. Stephanie Tanner. Drew doesn't watch Full House, so he
I know.
He
who,
knows.
I know who's. I know,
You know who
the
Stephanie
people.
Yes,
I know the
and
Middle
then
people you're
child.
talking about.
Andrew Walker, who is the hottest hottie of
I
all
love
of
him.
Hallmark.
I've
Yes.
never seen him.
Oh, he's
And
gorgeous.
I love
He was
him.
on Lifetime last year.
I went
so
through his IMDb.
He is very attractive and
He
so
was
such a great guy.
He's a great leading man.
Yeah, very funny. And the thing
Okay.
is, he's not sometimes leading men are kind of schwarmy or
Yes.
threatening.
Right.
This guy is very. Not even charming is not the right word. He's like a goofball.
He's a
almost.
goofball. I could see him
Oh, he's
playing
a goofball.
goofy friend. I could see him playing a villain. But I will say that there was a bigger theme to this movie.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
it was women are
Okay.
bosses. So
That's right.
He had to be the right man that could
Yeah.
Could handle it.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think
Who's
so.
not threatened?
He's not
by
threatened.
Women
He's just
boss.
doing his work.
He's just like, come on, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
yo. Hey.
Yeah.
He's like,
I could
I'm
hear-
walking here.
He
kinda
didn't
guy.
say that, but he would have, I think.
Sure.
Because he was like, I'm from New York, kind of.
He totally would have said it.
Yes.
Sure.
I loved him.
Well, there you go. So we start off. We're in Brightwell, Ohio.
Oh.
But it's Brite, right?
Drove me crazy.
It's called
Drove me and my-
Marion Bright.
Drove me and my spell
And then the
check crazy.
town is Brite. They had an opportunity.
They missed an opportunity there.
They spelled their. So
the title is different than
They
the town,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Awful.
Oh, I thought you meant the town of Ohio spelled their name wrong.
I don't know.
general.
I
No,
assume
I mean,
it's
you can
fake.
spell bright that way,
Yeah.
I guess.
I could
Anyways,
see that though happening in Ohio.
sure. So there is a candy cane factory in this town, and it is the world capital of candy canes.
Yeah, they kept saying we're the capital. We're the
Oh,
capital of
the
the candy.
capital of
where-
candy canes.
I mean, Ohio is the.
And I looked it up because I'm like, what is the capital?
Patrick,
The
I
capital
meant
is
to.
Bryan, Ohio.
So they based this on.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's based on a real thing.
I at
Okay.
one point wrote down did someone fact check the candy cane stuff because they put a lot of facts out there about candy canes, and so
Oh,
sounds like-
that's fun.
sounds like they
Okay.
did a good job on
Ooh.
this.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Stephanie Tanner,
They did their
You
shit.
remember
Yeah.
her from being so
Yes.
perfect.
her name in the movie is Kate. So I guess we'll call her Kate.
Kate Merriweather.
Can we
Come on.
for my sanity?
Yeah.
Can we just call her Stephanie Tanner?
I did in my notes halfway through. I switched it from Kate to Stephanie.
Just for me. Stephanie
Wonderful.
Tanner.
So she is the new CEO of the Candy Cane Factory because
Fuck yeah.
her grandma
mysteriously.
She passed away, I guess.
Seems sudden, but also expected.
Right.
No one could talk about it too much.
It wasn't very specific, but she made Stephanie Tanner the CEO reluctantly.
Yeah.
She didn't really want to do it, but she moved back to the town to do it.
Yeah. So
From
it was
where?
about a year.
I don't know from where.
San Diego or San Francisco.
The city.
Yeah,
The city.
definitely the city. She had fled to pursue her like marketing career dreams.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes. And she's recently been through a breakup, and her meddling mother.
Her hair looked amazing every scene.
The mother, by the way, is Sharon Lawrence from what is that? NYPD Blue?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The redhead?
Uh-huh.
She was great.
She's great, but she gets a big disservice. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So she's the meddling mother. She's like, daughter, you need to go on dates. I know a guy. He's going to be at
keeps
the
setting her
hotel.
up,
She
yeah.
sets her up on dates all the time. And Stephanie Tanner's like, I don't care
I don't
about
have time for this.
this.
I'd rather have a puppy is like her whole thing.
Yes. Hunky Hunk.
Oh, she just wants a puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunky Hunk Andrew Walker, his name's Gabe in the movie, and he works for Empire Corporation in New York.
Yeah.
Empire
And
Corporation.
Yes.
they're a
Yeah.
what is it? They have a funny business model. It's they're corporate recovery firm. So corporations
So
reach out for
profit.
recovery.
Right.
Profit.
Yeah, I guess they're focused on profitability, which
Yeah.
makes sense with
It's
a candy cane factory because
Right.
you're only going to have profit,
Straight
a month out
profit.
of the year.
Right.
Straight profit.
Which was the big issue with
The big
candy
issue.
cane
The candy
company.
cane store is not sustainable
It's not.
because it's a candy cane store.
It's
Yeah.
not. You have to do other candies.
Right.
Sure.
So
To
they
branch out.
But they only do candy canes.
it's the model.
Peppermint stick candy canes. One time they took off the hook, and that was a big deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a,
But Stephanie
that's a
really
deal
likes
breaker.
it that way. She
Yeah.
prefers it that way, but they
She
couldn't stick with that.
prefers
No hook.
the candy
Yeah,
cane
they
with
had
no
a
hook.
cute name for it. It was
so
like
that's not-
Peppermint stick, I
Yeah,
think is
it's
what
adorable.
it's actually called.
yeah, they
You know?
called it something.
They called it a schnoodlemoggin. I don't
What
know.
did they call it? It was something.
But
stupid.
he has to go to Brightwell for 2 weeks because he is going to help rehab this candy cane company to be more profitable.
and he was so mad.
Yeah.
He didn't want to
He
go.
was talking to his boss. He's
I
like,
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If it was like, dude, you got to figure out this fucking.
Well,
candy
and
cane.
his
Yeah.
boss is like, you have to go. I'm your boss.
Yeah, and she's like, "You'll be there for 2 weeks. Like, we're giving you 2 weeks to fix it." And he's like, "I don't need 2 weeks, and I certainly don't want to be there for 2 weeks." And you're like,
No.
"Something tells me he's going to be there for 2 weeks."
That's right. So he's staying at the Brightwell Inn, and he meets Kate in the lobby, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I recognize you from
He heard her name,
the
yeah.
website, and you work for the candy cane company." And she's like, "I do. How did you know that? That's weird."
Uh-huh.
And she thinks that he is someone that her mother is setting her up on.
Right.
Oh.
So she gets very like,
She
She's
gets it all mixed up.
"Fuck
yeah, like Gone with the
Fuck
Wind.
yeah."
She's
Right.
like, "No."
Fuck yeah.
Yes, because he's like,
So
we're
wait.
gonna have a partnership and we're gonna be like really making things work. And she's like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know you. I just met you, and I don't want to go on a date with
And
you.
he says something like, "We're gonna clean this mess up, or we're gonna turn this thing around." And she's like, thinks he means her love life.
yes,
So wait, just real quick,
yeah,
just so I'm clarified, because I actually cannot find this movie on.
I bet you're
All right.
spelling it wrong. MERRY and BRIGHT.
Oh, that's right.
But
Oh,
you were saying
BR.
bright because everyone else is thinking bright because the N is.
the N is called Bright, Brite.
That's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Nope, that is.
You
my
just
fault.
want to see how hunky Andrew Walker is,
Yeah.
but you already have known Andrew Walker's hunkiness because I've talked about it on the podcast
Okay.
before. I asked him to marry me.
I love his hunkiness.
You did?
Oh yeah,
He's so cute. I think he's married.
He's married to a woman.
Wikipedia says
He's
he
not
is.
gay.
Who knows
I
if it's true?
I know.
You
but
never know.
Right.
maybe there's a role where he wants to play a gay person with like
Yeah.
a very cute Ecuadorian, and
After this
And then
movie,
boom, that's
I think
you.
they're ready for like.
Right, they should
They're
do
ready
it.
to open the doors and like
We'll
be
see,
more
we'll see.
inclusive.
I think Hallmark might be where. Yeah, I still can't.
Wow.
Look here. Okay. So I want to know.
Yes.
Hold up for a second.
Okay,
So the main lady,
Jodie Sweetin,
Jodie Sweetin,
Stephanie Tanner.
Stephanie Tanner.
Kate.
She is
Merriweather.
she's from the city.
Yes.
Well, she grew up in Brightwell.
Sure. Yeah. This
left
is her
the- left-
hometown.
Exactly.
Yep.
So she's from the city, and then the dude,
He's from New York.
Gabe.
he's also
City.
from the city, and he's coming into the town.
Yeah.
To consult.
To consult this is different. This is like a different thing. Like he comes in, it's a different thing, right?
Well,
Is
right.
that what it is?
He's coming to help the candy cane factory.
Yes.
She's coming in to do something for her.
She has-
company.
Well, she's been there for a year.
Yeah, she's the new CEO.
And it's not going great.
Of the candy
okay.
cane
And
company.
so the board
I
called
get-
him and was like, we need
okay.
help, staff.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
No,
that,
you're right.
So
And
she's been there for a while. She's like, I don't know what's going on.
She's trying her best.
They're like, send this motherfucker in to get it all
Right.
good
And she brings up
going.
several times, like, this is not my plan, not
And
what I wanted.
I didn't ask for this, and I didn't ask for you to
this.
come.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in the hotel, the Brightwell Inn, they're having that mix up, and then they realize who she actually is
Right.
there for, and he like does a tour of the candy cane factory with her, and he's like, you know what, I think you should, like, what type of sugar are you using? And she's like, we're not using cheaper sugar, we're not laying people off, we're not adjusting the ingredients, everything stays the same, and you have to figure out how to make it more profitable.
Right.
And
She
he's
really
like,
holds the line.
yeah, and he's like, well, that's not going to work.
Well, we have to change something.
You know.
Yeah.
So now we get to my favorite random B plot, and we're going to talk a lot about B plots
man.
with Natalie Moretti this holiday season, because get ready for that Melissa
That-
Joan Hart movie. Whoa, buddy!
I want to
Yeah.
start with this one because I feel I loved this movie.
Yes, this movie
to
was
not spoil,
great.
but I loved it. And the other one,
Okay.
we'll just talk about it later.
Yeah. So B plot, that is actually how a B plot should work.
Mm.
We have Sharon Lawrence, the poor Sharon Lawrence, 4-time Emmy nominated actress.
Oh.
Is
Her IMDb is crazy. She's been on everything. She's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
She's great.
She's hilarious. It's all they didn't really.
They
use
did
her
a disservice for her. She acts with a dog the
whole time.
movie.
She kills it.
What do you mean?
She
She doesn't kill the dog. She kills the acting.
Oh God, that could have been terrible. She
That would be Lifetime.
she
Yeah, that'd be
buys
like-
a dog as a present for Jodie Sweetin / Stephanie Tanner /
Which,
Kate.
After the opening, I was like, I wrote in my notes, I'm like, Mom is too much. Mom is rude.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. But it was all a ruse because she bought her a dog that she wanted.
Yeah, so she's like trying to like not tell her that she bought
So
her a dog.
yeah.
And she's hiding the dog in her house. She's like, dog, do not do dog things.
And she's
Don't.
not a dog person.
Yeah,
this
she's
is
like,
like
the fuck up, doggy.
Well, no,
Shut your
she's
fucking
like,
mouth.
don't touch anything. Just like be there. Don't poop
Yeah.
or like pee, and I'll leave water for you. She's like thinking it's a cat.
Yes.
And the dog is just looking at
like
her like
whimpering, like wanting to play, like all that
Actually,
good
a
stuff.
dog would probably do that way more than a cat.
I guess.
Yeah.
By the way.
So
You tell a
that's
cat
her.
something,
That's
he's
her
like,
B
"Fuck
storyline. Just know whenever we see her, she's hiding the dog.
Always
Okay.
hiding a dog. It gets
Okay.
really ridiculous.
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
So,
But it's a great sentiment.
Yes.
Kate and Gabe, or sorry, Stephanie Tanner and Gabe,
Yeah.
promise to start over. They're going to give this partnership a real shot, and
Yeah.
he recommends expanding on the product line.
And he has this
Just
scene
as you said, Drew.
where he's like working at the hotel and it's very like idyllic and like the inn, but he has all these spreadsheets on his desk and they're all like old graphics from like printed.
Yeah.
Like they're just
Yeah.
a bunch of graphs in different like form. It's so cute.
Well, it's cute
And
because
he's just
writers,
tossing them
writers and
around.
directors don't know Excel or like
Yeah.
spreadsheets.
Right. So
They
it's in
didn't
paper.
come from
They're
there.
just
Yeah,
like, well,
that's
that's
true.
probably just in papers and
Yeah.
all over the desks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he takes a break from crunching numbers and goes to the Christmas tree lighting.
Oh my god. I truly was Marion Bright when this scene happened.
Yeah.
Oh, you
It's
were
adorable.
Marion Bright?
Well, because
Okay.
he gets there and he's new to town, and
It's the whole town there for the Christmas tree lighting.
yes, and Stephanie Tanner invited him to come before when they were talking,
And
he's
she
like,
did it in a way that was like, this is awkward. Like, would you
Yeah.
even want to go? You're busy.
right, and he's like,
Oh.
oh, I won't go, but then he shows up and she's on the stage like
Looking cute.
I'm here to light the Christmas tree, and it's my second time doing it. I'm really excited. And then she sees Gabe, and she's like, "Oh my God, Gabe, come up here and do this. This will be great. You can do the
I'm
press
getting
the
chill
button."
just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
And then he runs up on stage, and everybody claps and cheers for him. They're like, "Yay, Gabe's new
This
to
stranger,
town.
like,
It's
wants to do
great."
something.
They love him.
Okay.
And he presses the button. The tree lighting happens, and the not POC mayor, which I didn't like that part.
don't even
Hallmark.
remember.
He's
Come
like,
on, Hallmark.
he or she, I can't remember. Is like,
Yeah.
"Oh, great, Gabe is one of us now." So the town now he's one of
He's
the town.
one of the town, honey.
Oh.
He was so excited too. He was like his little Grinch heart.
His little cutie
Yeah.
face.
And I think before that, she had witnessed him Yeah, part of the scuffle at the beginning was he just went to the lobby of her company's building and bitched about like how hard she was to work with within earshot.
Is he being like bah humbug or
no? He just was like truly pure of heart. You know what? I'm bored.
Cool. All right.
I'm bored. Like all these spreadsheets are overwhelming me. I gotta I'll go to that thing. And then he was just curious, and she let him like. I think that they set up all the targets and they hit them with a bullseye.
Yes.
All right.
Also, we can't have a Christmas tree lighting without a B plot. So the B plot is Sharon Lawrence decides to bring the dog to the Christmas tree lighting to see it.
The dog let out the smallest whimper, and she's like, "Fine."
Yeah, let's go. She puts him in a gym bag and like opens up the gym bag, and the dog's head pops out, and she's like, "Look at that Christmas tree! Get back in there! Get back in there!" And then Stephanie Tanner and Gabe see the mom with the gym bag, and he's like, "Oh, I have that gym bag. Good for your mom for working out." And she's like, "Oh, my mom's going to the gym a lot. That's so weird."
Yeah, it was.
So they think
Stephanie Tanner is smarter than that. So like, while I'm a big fan of this movie, we know how savvy she is. Like Stephanie Tanner is one of the most, I think, savvy characters of all time.
Yes.
I mean, she is in Full House.
She's a child that like.
She's
was
the smartest one
above.
in Full House.
Like she was understanding adult.
She's like, I get
sarcasm.
it.
She's better than the adult actors in Full House.
She is. Like there were so many moments where I was like, she just did the like how rude moment, but in a nuanced way. Like,
right.
She's so good.
It's true. So we have Gabe inviting Stephanie Tanner to dinner. They go to the fanciest restaurant in town, which also happens to be the restaurant where she was proposed to by her ex.
Can you believe it?
Josh.
I
is his
can.
name.
I can believe it.
And there's a very like kind of sweet but like silly.
But she said
no.
Man. She said no though.
Well,
no.
she turned down Josh because she needs to focus on running the factory that she just inherited from her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
sure. And I think Josh like wanted her to go back to the West Coast, and she was kind of like,
she's like, I can't abandon my responsibilities here.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, fuck off.
But Gabe also opens up at the dinner. He's like, oh, I actually recently broke off an engagement. Also,
I wasn't expecting that.
No,
I love that.
Yeah, so they're like relating and like because she actually mentions that it's not like an awkward situation where like she's there and being weird
and he doesn't know. She tells him. She
tells
lays
him
it all
right
out
at the
there.
top, which is how a relationship works.
Yeah, which I loved.
That's great.
She was just like, oh, guess what? Last time I was here, someone proposed to me.
Someone fucking proposed.
And she
to me.
didn't cry and she didn't make a big deal. She just told the truth, and then he told the truth about having this like fiance that it seemed like the right thing, but it just wasn't the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after dinner, she gives him a small box of peppermint chocolates that she made from scratch. Because she just does that sometimes.
Yeah, her other
she has
thing
like
is...
she has a recipe book from her grandma that has like
it's
treats
really cool
and stuff.
book.
Yeah, it's like recipes written in like cursive with like little drawings of what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's pretty cute. But the grandmother, everything we learn about the grandmother is that she was like a extreme businesswoman who like took no nonsense, but then they pull out this like
very
sweet frou.
Yeah, maybe in her free time she like has fun, but at business she's making candy canes, bitch, and it's just candy canes all the time.
And she's taking. They kept saying something about her where they were like, she was creative but rigid, or like they say something crazy.
So he tastes one in his like hotel room, and I swear to God, like a light bulb pops up over on top of his head.
He's good at making that face.
Yeah, he made a face like, oh, an idea. And this is why this actor is very cute, because he's very good at making faces.
I was also keeping track of his outfits, because when he first shows up, he's in like what looks like a FBI agent's like dark navy blue suit with like a thin tie, and it doesn't work at all in the town, which is right because he's new. But then he like gradually will go into other suits, and then all of a sudden he's just like in like a sexy like crew top like sweater with like a blazer. Like it's like crazy. He just keeps changing.
So we don't get a baking montage because it's candy, but we get a candy making montage with a flower fight in it.
Yeah, they do a flower fight. They do.
Yeah.
No.
It's great.
If you're just listening to
I was smiling my eyes out.
It's the first one of the holiday season, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So if
Drew loves it.
I mean, this trope.
The candy actually looked good too.
A flower fight? Like a flower fight? It's almost like they're throwing flour at each other.
You love that?
I mean, it kind of gets... an automatic pour up.
Right.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
'Cause
Wow.
there's
I already
other
know how I feel.
there's other
Hey,
things.
don't forget about that B plot. The
B plot
poor
is rough.
Sharon Lawrence.
B plot's rough. C plot is silly town.
I don't even think I took notes on the C plot.
I would say the C plot is the blonde twins that are like.
Yep, didn't write that.
We don't need to worry about it. There was like a.
Usually C plots don't have anything to do with it.
There
No.
was like bull.
I will say about the C plot, it's basically the inn owner and Stephanie Tanner's assistant who looks exactly like her.
Seems that it's her sister, but I don't
But
think
they're
it is.
not.
Yeah.
They got it together.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's it.
They get.
And they're
they
pretty.
fuck.
They're both pretty bozo-ish.
Yeah, they
I would say with all their lines.
Yeah, they fuck each other.
I can't believe that's why the business is failing. She's not a good assistant.
Right.
Yeah.
So for after the candy fight or the flower fight,
Because it's for business.
yes,
They're testing
trying
out new recipes because they're going to expand their candy cane line.
yeah.
Year-round treats.
Right.
Yeah.
So they
Fuck
kick
yeah.
back by the fireplace, and Kate talks about how she really wants a dog.
I found that scene so romantic.
Really?
Personally, yeah.
Well, it was so funny because I just think this guy is such a goofball. He tells her, for someone who didn't want to be here, I'm really happy to be here.
Yes.
That is a line.
And then she said, like, same, basically.
Yeah.
Because she
doesn't want to be
on
there
this
either.
whole trajectory of not wanting to be
what?
there.
For someone who didn't, because he didn't want to be there
Consulting.
working. So he's
Okay.
like, for someone who didn't want to be here, I'm happy to be here. Because they're together and having this
okay.
romantic moment. And she's like, me too.
All
I
right.
don't really want to be here working the CEO
I
of
took
this
it in
candy
a
cane.
different way where I was just like, what is he? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
And
it.
the way he delivers it, it's
Pepper
just
poles.
adorable.
They called them pepper poles when they had
Pepper
the candy came without the hooks.
Oh, pepper poles?
Yeah, I just saw it in
Yeah,
my
It's
that's
called
notebook.
a peppermint stick, you dumb idiot.
Yeah, they're so famous. People love them. They act like it was the first
Right.
time.
Well, we made that up.
Why don't we do this? We take the hook part of the candy cane off.
Make it
Boom. Pepper.
There you go.
pepper pole, baby.
So Gabe tells Stephanie Tanner that he set up a pitch for her with a big investor for the new candy cane ideas and the chocolates and everything.
They
And
had a weird thing going on too, where he would like bring something up, and she'd be like, "You never told me that," and he'd be like, "Didn't I?" And I'm like, "You're both smarter." Mm-hmm. Like she's a true businesswoman. She knows business. She kept talking about how much she knew business.
Right.
I know business.
Yeah, and he was also new business, so he'd be like, "Yeah, I told you about it." I'm like, "I know there's 1,000 email threads about this. You guys are lying or flirting, but it's not working."
Remember business though?
He
Well-
kept being like, "The meeting." I know,
Right.
I told you.
Remember
The party.
business though?
I know, I told you.
So they go to the meeting, and the guy is like a no-nonsense investor guy, and he's like, my wife makes the real decisions, but I'm going
Yeah.
to listen to what you have to say.
Sure.
And she gives him like attitude right at the top of the
She almost
the
blew
meeting.
it.
Yeah, she's just like, well,
She went
fuck
Stephanie
you.
Tanner. She went like,
She did.
how rude. Like that.
And she does the pitch, and the pitch goes well. But later, after like they like walk around New York, and he takes her to his favorite spot in New York, which is a toy store that's not FOA shorts.
That was ridiculous
But
also.
kind of, but is.
It was like a rack, like this rack you
It
have
was
right
like-
here in your studio, full of
Yeah.
toys.
It was like a Walden Books or like a, I don't know, border, like one part of a Borders.
It was ridiculous,
But they kept talking
All
about it
things
like
that
it was
have
going to be FA.
Gone dead.
right?
Yeah.
But then he tells her about this party that she didn't know she was going to.
Yeah, he's like, the party. And she's like, huh? He's like,
and he's like, "It's my mom's party. It's great." The mom turns out to be
it was his boss, Drew.
the boss. His boss is his mom.
He keeps having these ridiculous phone calls that borderline on being insubordinate with his boss. It turns out that it was his mom. She
So-
runs the business.
She's CEO of the corporation.
So where are we right
New
now?
York.
Oh, they go on a New York
They're
trip.
in New York.
Oh, so we are
They get a
back in the
romantic
city.
jaunt.
Sorry, yeah, that
Well,
was. a
they
little
say it's
confusing.
going to be
Okay.
the city, but then when you get there, it does look like maybe it's just like upstate New York, like a small
It
town.
doesn't look like New York.
But they
City.
talk about the skyline, so
They-
it must have just been there.
It's supposed to be New York, but they didn't have that budget.
Yeah, so it's just like
No, you can't.
a
you
toy
can't film
store,
in New
an
York.
office, and an apartment. So
No,
that's
filming
what we
in
see.
New York is insane. That would
Yeah.
be insane.
Right.
Oh God, so expensive.
They
So-
kept talking about the skyline, so I thought at one moment when he like took her aside that he was going to show her the skyline.
No.
But it was the picture of something else.
One time in a Hallmark movie, they talked about the mountains, and they like went out on the green screen like mountain picture, and it
didn't work.
Awful.
So I'm glad they kept it inside.
We don't need to see it. So they're inside, they're dancing, and they're having like very romantic talks about their parents' divorces.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm like,
I can
really
see what's
romantic.
going on with them. They both have some things.
That's a good conversation, though.
I mean,
as someone from a broken family.
Yeah.
But not while you're dancing romantically at a Christmas
They
party.
both looked really nice. They had like cute outfits on. She has special hairdo for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're gonna connect with someone, it's
Sure.
like, oh, you have a broken family? Me too.
Both of these two,
because that actually affects you. Especially when it's from an early age.
And
Right.
these two wouldn't probably have connected had they not, come from like. I feel like they
broken family.
Yeah, I feel like it was important to them to talk about it.
No, you got to talk about it.
So after they dance, Gabe takes Stephanie Tanner to a painting that his dad bought randomly in a place.
I got really scared that he was gonna be
I know.
related to her in some way.
I know. And it is like it is a picture of like Brightwell, Ohio, and she's like, "That is so weird. That looks like the barn where we had the thing."
Like,
and he's like, "Oh yeah, I
what
always
is
thought
your
that too."
uncle's name?
And when I was there, I got like chills because it's a picture I've seen my whole life, and then I was there in real life, so it's kind of like a dream come true. And she's like, "Dream come true," and then they kiss.
Yeah, because they both talked about like fantasizing. She fantasized about the city skyline. He fantasized about the country, and so smooch, smooch, smooch.
That's why they kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then she's immediately like, "This could never work. We can't be together.
Yeah,
this is not
she
going to happen."
No.
She shuts it
she
down.
is shut down.
I get it.
But his mom also walks in and is like, "The Robinsons are here. You need to go say hi to them."
Right. And
Kinda
she's like, "What were you doing in there?"
You need to go say hi.
Yeah. And the mom is also his boss, so she knows that this is his client.
Right. It's
very strange.
Very strange.
I can't tell if mom wanted that was her whole plan. I don't
think
know.
It felt that way.
I felt that way. Where she
Oh,
was like,
it's
"It would
totally
do
her
you
plan.
some good to go work in Ohio for a few weeks."
It's probably her.
And
plan.
he's like, "Gross, Ohio." And then all of a sudden she's like, "The client
And
seems
it's like,
cute."
where is that? Where is that?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Who knows? So the investor wants to take on Mary and Bright, the candy cane company, and turn it into Mary and Bright chocolate.
And that's it, honey. Year round. It's not a candy cane company anymore.
Yeah, chocolate.
It's an accent.
chocolates.
Candy cane accent. Sometimes at Christmas time.
And Kate's like, "I don't want to give up on my grandma's vision of a candy cane store operating year round."
Even though she's conflicted about
You
that
got
her grandma was stubborn. She's always like, Grandma Carol. So stubborn.
Grandma Carol's very
She goes
stubborn.
back to the recipe book. She's flipping through the pages and she's like, ugh. Flavored candy canes. Why didn't I think of this sooner? But she kind of did.
She did.
She's been mentioning it the whole movie.
Yeah.
So she makes sugar plum,
Yeah, it's almost
eggnog, key lime, gingerbread,
They look really good.
eggnog.
French toast.
French toast killed me. Funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she
eggnog.
candy
Candy cane?
cane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She makes all those and she puts it in a little
I'd suck on one. Of
pretty package. She puts it in a package and sends it back to the investor. And it's like,
Yeah. Because he said he's only in if we go chocolate year round.
If
Yeah.
you go weird.
Yeah.
And she tells Gabe, she's like, he brings her the agreement and she's like, I'm not signing this. I don't want to
she
do
can't
this.
do
And he's like, "I don't know who you are. You said something different before, and
Yeah.
now you're going back on that."
And she's like, "Yeah, you don't know me." It was going well, and now it is not going well.
It was like a fight.
Whew.
That seems like a
And
reasonable fight.
that's when he had the outfit on that I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
No tie.
So we get to
He's
But
just,
still a
naked.
suit.
the whole
Like the scene is
movie.
him naked
is-
and calling.
no.
I wish.
Yeah,
The whole movie
I'm
is
curious.
leading to the Brightwell Jubilee, which is
forgot about the
whatever.
Jubilee.
It doesn't really matter. It's just a plot device to get everyone together in the same room.
And it didn't seem it wasn't as big a soiree as his mom's party.
No.
And I was like, this is sad.
And usually it's like Stephanie Tanner would be helping plan it. None of that trope. They were
Yeah.
it was just literally like a dinner to bring everyone together.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Kate gets a call from the investor and he's like, "I love the candy canes.
On Christmas Eve.
My wife tried them and she liked them, and if she likes it, then I like it."
Because that's how businesses typically.
That's how businesses
So,
work.
That's what.
And he's
business
like,
is.
"We're gonna ditch chocolates and we're gonna distribute all the new
Yeah.
candy cane flavors." So Kate's mother comes and she's like, "Oh, daughter, here you are, a person to finally talk to. This whole movie, I've been talking to
frickin'
my gym
scrappy
bag.
little
I've been
dog.
talking to my gym bag, not a dog. But then she's like, but I did get you a dog. And she gives the dog to Stephanie Tanner.
At a party.
What
is she supposed to do with this dog?
Stephanie Tanner.
Yeah, now
They're
you gotta
dancing.
fucking figure out a car.
She's holding the dog,
Yeah.
and the dog is like crying and wanting,
'Cause it's a puppy.
wanting
It's
the
a
mom
fucking
back.
shitty dog.
Because that's who it knew.
And she's like, I can't wait to visit this dog. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's your dog back.
And honestly, I did get a little bit emotional because I was like, clearly we've been watching the mom and the dog fall in love all this time. She wants the
Sharon
dog.
Lawrence earned that dog. I hope she got to
Sharon
keep that
the
dog
dog.
after the movie because
sure. It was
I mean,
ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
they always say don't act with dogs or kids.
Yeah, and it
she
must have
had-
been rough.
Yeah,
There-
she had to
there's
do
an
that.
issue.
Well, we could talk about the dog in the other movie.
There's an issue that I'm having with, like giving a live,
rescue dog
a
that's
live
already been
being
through some stuff.
as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Problematic.
Oh, yeah.
very problematic.
And the like taking a the dog has been through some
Don't
stuff.
give people a dog for Christmas.
Yes, that's not a good present.
No,
Even though the daughter said she wanted it, it's like it's
because
very
you're
different.
giving someone way more than just a dog. Like it's not just like it's not a toy. It's a dog.
Right.
It's a
And the whole
living
time,
being.
she was
It's a
using it.
living sentient being.
Yes, no, you're right. You're onto something. The whole time she kept saying like, whenever they would start to talk about romance, her and Gabe, she would be like, I guess I'm not ready for a dog or whatever. Like she was using that as like
Like,
a you,
boo, boo, boo.
whatever.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
more a substitute for the relationship she wasn't ready for, what she is
Yes.
now ready for.
Now she's ready, so she can't certainly have a dog too.
Yes, and they dance and have great chemistry,
Yeah.
and then we flash to 1 year later.
Ugh,
The
1 year
flavored
later,
candy
honey.
canes have hit the stores. They're a huge success.
I
Huge.
still don't understand how year round that works, but okay.
You know what?
Whatever.
If you can make
Oh
it
well, they added
taste-
pumpkin spice,
Oh, that's how you do it.
Probably
That's
sold
how you
out
do
the
it.
first day.
and then
Go Starbucks.
we
route.
get a proposal at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think Natalie Moretti inspires these Hallmark people to write proposal things because
Yeah.
next year we're gonna get Merry and Bright and Baby.
It
And
seems like
baby.
it's going there. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 year later.
I think so.
So they
It was
do
a good
one-
proposal, too, I
Okay.
thought, yeah.
Okay.
He
this
tricked
is
her.
the next Marrying Father Christmas.
I hope so.
Dude.
I was
hey,
pretty sad
Good,
that there
good
wasn't.
on you. Good on you.
You know,
Yeah. And I think that
And wait,
Jodie
this is
Sweetin
Hallmark,
is a
right?
talent.
she's good. Hallmark.
This is Hallmark. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll do it.
They'll do it. They'll do it. They'll
Oh,
do it
they'll
if we
fucking-
say it.
They'll fucking make another
And they
one.
have the setting. They got the bright one. There's so much crap that could go on there.
Exactly.
The mom alludes to her ex-husband. Like, there's so much. The mom,
So much unpacked.
they're saving her love story for the
Yeah.
next.
I mean, yes, she's gonna get her own movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's Sharon Lawrence.
Good.
she was great. It was
Sharon
crazy
Lawrence.
that there was nothing else for
I know.
her besides that dog.
I know.
Maybe she was like, I can only film 1 day a month, and it has to be in this room.
Right.
I don't know.
All right. So Natalie,
yeah.
on the podcast, we either pour it up or put a cork in it. What are you gonna do to this movie?
I went to bed last night feeling this way, and I feel this way today. I want to pour this up. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I loved it.
that's great.
I'm gonna pour it up too. You guys, this is fun. There was a flower.
A
fight.
flower fight.
There's a flower fight. So you
Flower fight, good acting.
You
Didn't
guys-
go with all the easy tropes. Went with some,
you
but
guys get automatic pour up with
Okay.
me if it's a flower. If there's a flower fight.
There you go.
So
All right. I'm also going to pour it up because I think the
Yay.
two leads are very good. And I did like that it was a female CEO. She wasn't
Yes.
like a bumbling idiot.
she was
like
replacing her grandmother as a female. Come
exactly.
on.
So she was
Cool.
proficient in her
Yeah.
job. It wasn't a wonky thing of her being like a klutzy
No.
girl type of thing.
how is the
And she was headstrong.
POC issue?
POC is a problem
it's
here.
a nightmare.
The only
nothing.
POC is a male woman who comes and drops off mail.
Yes.
And that actress has been in a couple Hallmark movies, so I think she's Hallmark's like swing
Okay.
POC.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also
It
a
seemed very
little
much
girl
like
at the
an
very end of
afterthought.
the movie who is like, "How do I become a CEO one day?"
Yes, I forgot about yes.
But that's it. So
the only child in the movie, really. Which
Yeah.
I could do without the children. So
I don't
she
need
was
children
fine.
in them.
Yeah.
You don't need children.
but yeah,
okay.
so
Steve
Cool.
was impressed that. So when she says, "How do I become a CEO?" she gives her a massive box of candy. That I was like, no wonder the business is suffering.
like,
She just
right.
gave
Eat all
away
of
the
this.
biggest box of candy.
Oh boy.
But
it
seemed very lazy, and like they were just like, oops, we didn't.
Well,
here we go.
In that
Yeah.
world, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because it's Hallmark, they just are not there yet.
Right.
They try sometimes.
They try when they want.
After all this girl power, I feel like maybe they'll get better. I was inspired.
I mean, they're getting better.
They let women own
like
business.
if you like aggregate
The C
everything
plot,
that
the
they're
C
doing,
plot should have
Yeah.
been POCs.
Yeah.
If we're gonna
It
do
was
the bare
ridiculous.
minimum, the C plot should be POCs.
Yes.
They were two people that looked like they could have been Jodie Sweetin's siblings falling in love with each other.
And it's just
And
too
kind
confusing.
of not being
It's
like lazy. They looked like everyone else.
They were
acted
so
like everyone
terrible.
else.
Yeah, they weren't good.
It was
so.
like they were it was like this was a live play and they were the understudies for the leads
Yep.
and they needed to be available.
yes,
if there's a
Yes.
C plot,
100%.
They were there in case Jodie went down
I feel like there
or got
shouldn't
another
be-
season of Fuller House or something.
Right,
there
right.
shouldn't be a C plot in a Hallmark movie.
Well,
though.
sure.
That's true.
But whatever. I'll pour it up.
Because-
I got real excited about it. Good job, guys.
Okay.
The writers it seemed like I don't know, maybe they don't write that many. It didn't look like they had that much under their belt.
There's probably like 3 or 4 writers.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I think that wraps up our conversation about Mary and Bright. Let's do a Candace.
Boy.
Candace. What you say? Candace Cameron Bure. On my wedding day, catch the bouquet. Candace hates the gays. Candace Cameron Bure. Drinking rosé, eating creme brulee. Can't share with me. Candace Cameron Bure. Yeah. What you say? Candace Cameron Bure. Okay, what you say, Candace Cameron Bure, the segment where we watch Candace's Instagram and we talk about it.
I'm nervous.
So, okay,
Don't be.
I have a confession.
Okay.
We are running low on Candace material at this moment in time. So I want to check on Jodie Sweetin's Instagram and see what she's doing.
I don't follow her.
I don't either, but
Oh.
we'll
I feel like
see.
I should.
No, I love this. Yes.
So I'm just gonna go to her videos and play a video and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
And we'll do a Candace on the next one because I have one for that.
Okay.
But for this one, I think it's fair to do a Jodie
Yeah,
Sweetin.
absolutely.
Not because we're shading her. I mean, she's lived a life.
She's lived a life.
Lived
And
a
I
hell of a
don't
life.
know her opinions on gays, but
I don't
had a-
either. That's what I'm worried about. It's
She's
like
probably
I
had
really,
a hell of a time. Look,
I
we're
loved
not
her.
we're not giving her shit. We're
Okay.
also not
giving her all.
like praising her.
yeah,
Okay.
but she's actually a decent actress. So
Really, yeah.
you know, like of the Hallmark people, she's a really good actress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, she is. She is.
Okay, here we go. Here's a clip of her with her friend, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
You guys, we've changed bed locations.
we're just gonna go from different bed to bed to bed.
It's our only safe space. It's the only place where like we can close the door and the kids won't come bother us for a little bit.
Yeah, this time we're hiding from my kids in my
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
As opposed to her kids in her house. Or both of our kids in your house.
Yeah, often.
By the way, I have no idea if I was just covering the microphone under here, so it's very possible that nobody heard us at all.
Yet again, one of our fabulous live videos. So this week's episode is the fabulous John Brotherton, our first dad of our show.
Yeah, of our
This is a podcast.
So
They're
make
plugging
you
a
tune in
podcast.
for our first dad advice and
Yeah.
see what
Never
crazy stories, because he's got
thought
2 little
I'd say
girls
this.
and some really interesting stories.
He's so
Okay.
funny also.
I didn't know
you
Jodie Sweetin
you
was
guys
in
know-
there.
We've got
So I guess Jodie Sweetin has a podcast.
With her friend.
The official Insta, I
That's
just clicked on that.
fucking
It's
fun.
called Never Thought I'd Say This.
Okay.
And I guess
Never thought I'd say
Cute.
this.
it's
Like to
her
your
and her
kids.
friend.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Her and her brown haired friend.
Yeah, curly brown hair.
They look like their moms and they talk about mom life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
It's, you know what?
That's fun.
It's kind of like the podcast that we have on our network
yes.
called Baddest Mothers in the Room,
Yeah.
where they don't give a fuck and they just talk about having kids, all the
Yeah.
shitty
Sure.
parts of
I
having a
listened to
kid.
that.
You should listen to it.
There you
because
go.
It's they don't give a shit about
Right.
defending anyone. They are like, we are moms, and now we didn't think we would be moms, and now we are, and this is fucking shitty sometimes. Yeah.
Well, if Jodie Sweetin can have a podcast, anyone can.
Anyone can.
There you go.
Yeah.
And literally anyone can have one. Look at us.
Here we are. All right. That wraps up our conversation about Mary and Bright. Natalie, do you have anything you'd like to plug in the pluggy time of the podcast?
Nothing right this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I have been writing a bit with Brad Kemp, who made this.
Oh, the Candace song.
Brad Kemp, who made the Candace Cam Bure
Oh,
song.
wow. What are you writing? I love Brad Kemp.
You're
Just
writing
some
songs
musical.
with him?
Yeah, well, we're working with another friend on some musical stylings that hopefully
that's
we'll be
great.
able to plug soon.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
No,
Yeah.
fuck
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love Brad Kitty.
Great.
I know. What a good
What a
good
musician,
fucking guy.
Good
good
Ed.
person.
He's just good at all the things that is music.
He's great.
Digital
dog.
or analog or anything.
He is.
He's just great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Drew, how about you?
You can find me, Drew, but with pants on Instagram, or me, but with pants on Twitter, because Twitter sucks and they don't let me have those 2 letters extra. You can also find me. I'm plugging how shitty Twitter is.
But they did that thing. They changed. Remember in the news,
I don't know.
they're
what
not
happened.
going to let people. Wait, is it Twitter or Instagram?
Oh, my God. I have no idea.
We'll
don't know.
Google it later. But
I
I
don't know.
think
We'll
Twitter
Google
is
it later.
saying they're not going to let politicians pay for blah, blah, blah. You know, like what the criticism on Facebook is. Twitter was like, we're going to be the first to say, we don't do that.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
sure.
Something.
Okay. Don't pay for tweets.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
just don't tweet.
Or just everyone
just don't
stop.
get on
I
Twitter.
have been live tweeting when I watch these movies, and I've noticed, some good reach. So Lifetime
Yeah,
has retweeted
Twitter's
me
hot.
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lifetime's retweeted me a lot.
really?
People are done with Facebook. Twitter is hot.
Twitter is hot right now.
and it's
so
active.
I mean,
and
Facebook.
it's free.
Facebook's for your friends.
No, I know,
Literally for your friends.
but I'm just saying, like, I've been live tweeting movies, and it's been getting good traffic.
Okay.
So, and all I'm doing is during the commercials, because, I watch wine and I do the movies. I would just drink my wine. I tweet during the commercial break. I write my review during the movie. And then I've had a complete evening of work.
Done.
Wow. Yeah.
Check.
You just get it all
Get
in
it
there.
all done.
That's perfect.
Damn.
It's great.
All right.
I have to remember to live tweet because sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to watch commercials, so I sometimes
Sometimes
save
you
them.
skip, and
Yeah.
then it's like, okay.
So on our Twitter,
Yes.
like Lifetime Uncork,
Lifetime Uncorked because I can't get the ED on
you
there.
can't get the 2 extra fucking letters for some reason.
I hope it's for a good reason.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's probably
I don't-
not.
I
They're
tried to
probably-
get Lifetime Podcast because that works out.
Yeah.
But someone owns it already and they won't give it
And they're
to
probably
me.
doing nothing.
I messaged, the last post was like from 2015.
They're doing nothing.
They're stupid.
They're dead.
They're stupid. They're dead.
Oh, well.
But also,
Someone bully them.
Hey, you
I'll
can
help.
also find us
I can help.
either
What
way.
is it? Lifetime podcast.
Lifetime Podcast. I want
Okay.
that.
We're gonna try to get it.
I can help with this.
Hey, help us get it, guys. Whoever, I don't know.
All right. Do the limbos and then let's be done with
Sorry.
this episode.
We're the Limbos on both the Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
And you can find us on all the. That's my band, and I just want to. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're
On
going to do the
Spotify
episode.
and iTunes and
Okay.
all the things.
All right. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime in Court. We watch these movies, so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow me at Patrick Mio or the podcast at Lifetime in Court. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Did I say that part? And I don't know. Okay, bye.
You
Merry
just gotta
Christmas.
do it. Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
motherfucker.